Hi, it's Leo Mahoney again, and today I'm going to talk to you about this incredibly cheap device, and I'm using the word cheap two ways. It's inexpensive at $80, but it's cheap in that it's kind of poorly made. It's using low impact plastic. Well, anyway, the device is a dash cam. This particular one I got on Amazon. It's called a Vehicle Black Box DVR. But the actual device, it says that it's called an HD car DVR. Well, first of all, the word HD is, the unit does not record HD, it records VGA video. But pretty good video, which I'll show you later on. What's slick about this particular unit is that it has two cameras. It has a front camera that records the driver, and it has the back camera that records out the windshield. What's really slick about this device, and what they've probably changed from earlier models, is that the GPS antenna is built right onto the mount, so you don't have a cumbersome extra cable that you have hanging off your dashboard. The GPS antenna plugs right into the device. Again, because I said it's poorly made, just be leery of this connector. Don't bang it, bend it, because it'll break easy. So when you're handling the device, just handle it with a little care, and I think your $80 is going to be well spent. So this is a nice update they made, is that the GPS antenna is built onto the mount and only uses a short jumper to connect to the device. So the only cable you have to plug in later will be the DC cable from your cigarette lighter in the car. But I haven't seen too many of them at a low price point anyway that have built-in GPS. And you'll find out later using the software that the GPS data is very easy to watch during playback. Another thing that the unit has, it's called a G sensor. And what it does is, if the device unexpectedly starts to rock because your car is preparing to crash, the unit will automatically lock the files so that they can't be re-recorded or damaged. All the data on the device are stored on these micro SD cards. The bigger the card, the longer your recording will be. This is a 32 gig card. It's a class 10 card. This unit needs a class 6 or better. This is a class 10, so it's pretty fast. 32 gig, it was like $14 on Amazon. Maybe $25 if you need the adapter to slide this into a regular SD card. But I'll show you that in a little while. A lot of people knock the device because the slot for this card is a little confusing, and what they wrote is true. Some people are having problems with the slot because, I don't know if we can see it too well. The slot it has a small divider in it, and sometimes people install the card to the back of that divider, which is no good because it's going into the shell of the device. When you load the SD card, it's teeth facing the screen, and load it to the front of the slot. Don't load it to the back of the slot. So you get it to the front of the slot, and it's got a spring load on it. You just push it in until you hear the click, and then your card is loaded. A couple things I want to show you now that the dash cam is in the car. Again, there's two modes on the device. There's the record mode and then the playback mode. Right now I'm in the playback mode, and I've got it set up for channels 1 and 2, which means the driver's camera, which is here, and the forward camera, which is for the windshield. When you change modes back to record, it starts recording as soon as it's in the record mode. You don't have an option, it just starts all by itself. So right now the device is in record mode, so it is recording. Like I said earlier, I don't like seeing myself driving. I have no reason to see it. So to change that, all we want to do is go into the menu. The first option on the menu is the record mode. You click OK to that. And then I have my choice. I can have the two cameras, channel 1 only, which I think is that one, and channel 2, which is this one. So let's go down to channel 2 only. We'll click OK. come out of menu mode. And now I've only got the dash camera. Both these cameras are on a little pivot, which is nice, so you can pivot the camera for the best viewing. You see this little X here, I have the microphone shut off. I don't like to hear my commentary, which is usually pretty negative while I'm driving. So I have the microphone shut off, and again, you just jump right into the menu to turn it back on. One thing I didn't mention is that the device has a small lithium battery built inside. And the battery charges, you can see the charger indicator here. The battery charges the second it gets power. And it's kind of handy because if you bring the device back to your desktop and the battery's charged, you can go ahead and navigate through the menus real simple. Or if you wanted to show the device to somebody, you don't need to have it plugged in. The lithium battery doesn't last long. It's just enough to check files. But it does charge the battery as soon as the device has power. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and go out for a ride. We'll record the front view camera out the windshield. And again, there's that little GPS antenna right here. And what the GPS does, it tracks everything. It tracks the car's speed and the time, and the actual route is stored inside the device. This is the J player. It's a proprietary player that the dash cam needs to play back the video files. When you format your SD card in the dash cam, it writes a file to that SD card called JPlayerExec. And the first time you load up the card to your desktop, the only file you're going to see on that card is JPlayerExec, and you've got to go ahead and launch it. Once you launch the player, you can see all your files, you can play them down, you can track the routes, and best of all, you can export any of the files to an AVI file for later use. If you export to an AVI though, you only get the camera video, you don't get the GPS data. You need the J player to see the GPS data. Another few criticisms you're going to see on the net or in the menu system. By default, the language for the device is Russian, and when you first start the menu is in Russian. So a lot of people are having trouble finding how to get into the English mode. So if you get the device and you turn it on, you have a Russian menu. You just want to arrow down. See on the bottom here you have your arrow keys, up, down, and OK. So we're going to edit, just arrow down to language. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 6th item down. Click OK. And you'll see that English is the very first choice. So you're going to hit OK again, and then that'll put the menu into English. So it's 6 items down on the front menu. Hit OK. English will be the first language. Hit OK again. Leave the menu. And you're now in English. But just remember, when you turn the device on, it's always recording, so this whole small session that I just did has been recorded. To stop the recording, just hit mode. It'll put the device into playback mode, and it'll stop recording. So I think that's everything you need to know. It's dirt cheap. This is one cheap, poorly made device. Very plasticky. But I'm telling you, if you treat it well, don't bang it around, it's very, very functional. So out of a 1 to 10, I'd give this an 8, assuming that I'll treat it well and I won't break it. but it does what it's supposed to do. For $80, I think it's a great buy. If you got any questions, just let me know. I'll see if I can help answer them.